All right, we're going to go ahead and begin talking about lines and angles. It's important to know that shapes have names and geometric symbols are also given names. So there are symbols for the types of lines and a plane and those kinds of things. So we're going to start out with defining and identifying what something looks like. So a line connects 2 points but it continues on forever in both directions. And the line is named by its points. So we have a line. These arrows are the indicator that it goes on and on forever. In here we have point A and point B. When we represent that with symbols, our line looks like this. Line A, B. Or line BA. Next we have a line segment. A line segment. So we see the word line in there, and we know that segment means part of, so it literally means part of a line. And it has both a starting point and an ending point. So it has 2 end points is what we're going to call them. And again, they are named by the points on the line. So we're going to call this one C and D. Can also be called DC. A ray is also a part of a line. It's not a full line, but it's a part of a line. So a ray is part of a line. That starts at an end that has one endpoint and goes on and on forever in one direction. So for instance, here's the endpoint. Here's the point it passes through, and it goes on and on forever. So a ray is titled by the endpoint and the line, the point that it passes through. You have to put the endpoint first, you might see it listed in one of those two ways. Sorry, I should have shown that to you a little bit better. Sometimes I get going and forget that you guys need to be able to see what I'm putting down. A plane is a two-dimensional flat surface with no thickness. So plane is a two-dimensional flat surface with no thickness. Think about a piece of paper. And it goes on and on forever. A plane is named by 3 points that are not on the same line. So let's say this is our plane. Again, it's important to note that it goes on and on forever. And it would have 3 points that are not in the same line. So you'd have G, H, and I, and this would just be named plane G, H, I. We have a couple different types of lines that we're going to look at. The first one that we're going to examine is probably a term that's familiar to you, and it is parallel lines. These are lines that are always the same distance apart. Parallel lines are usually notated with 2 lines that look like that. So for instance, and I'm going to do my best to draw them parallel, we have points J, K, and we have points L and M. And what that would look like if we are naming them is we would say lines JK, line JK is parallel to line LM. And perpendicular lines are lines that intersect and form 4 right angles. So let me see if this pen is actually going to work on this. Okay, good. Perpendicular are lines that intersect and form 4 right angles. A right angle is a 90-degree angle. The way that perpendicular is notated is with an upside down capital T. So again, we're going to pretend like Mrs. Cito is perfect and that Mrs. Cito can draw perfect perpendicular lines. So we have P and Q and N and O. And the important thing to notice here is that each one of these angles is 90 degrees. So when we write this, it would look like PQ, line PQ, perpendicular to line NO. An angle is formed by two rays that come from an endpoint called the vertex. Okay, so this is some more really important vocabulary. So an angle is formed by two rays extending from one endpoint that we call the vertex. So looking at, here's a point, the ray extends out this way, a ray extends out this way, and this point right here is actually called the vertex. We have a couple different types of angles that we're going to talk about in this video. The first one is going to be a right angle. A right angle. And I know that these lessons are very vocabulary heavy right now, and I'm sorry for that, but I would encourage you to take notes and draw things that would help you. So a right angle measures exactly 90 degrees. Okay, so again, it's two rays that extend from a vertex. So on this one, we're going to go straight up and straight out. And then we're going to do A, B, C, and this angle again forms the corner of a piece of paper. The way that this angle would be labeled is it would be called ABC, or it would just be angle B. Angle B represents this right angle. So you will see it represented like this. Angle ABC or angle B. Now this is not to be confused with the greater than less than sign. This is a straight line on your line and an angle upward, so it's a little bit different than your greater than or less than sign. An acute angle is an angle that is greater than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. I know you guys make fun of me because I always say it's a cute little angle. So here it is. Here's our ray going out. This one going out here. We're going to call this one D, E, F. So this space right here is less than 90 degrees. If we wanted to put a measurement next to it to show if it was a 90-degree angle, it would be straight up like that. This is less than 90-degree angle. So this is also called angle D, E, F, or angle D. Sorry, angle E. Put the wrong thing on there. Angle E. So angle E describes this angle right here. Last but certainly not least, we have an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle. Obtuse means greater than 90 degrees, but less than 180 degrees. And again, this one I think of as the word obese. It's the same as fat. It's a fat angle. And the way I think about it is I think that it looks like a fat man sitting on his recliner watching TV. So notice this is the reclining position. And here's his big belly. And we're going to call this one GHI, which would be identified as angle GHI, also known as angle H. And again, if we wanted to compare, we wanted to look at this in terms of what a 90-degree angle would look like. Here's a 90-degree angle. And notice that our obtuse fat man sitting in the recliner leans back further than 90 degrees.